Now hopefully you're ready to graph equations using intercepts. Now, the first type where they were y equals mx plus b, or it started with a y equals, that's where you would use the 0, 1, and 2. We're going to use a similar method, except now the equations are going to be in ax plus by equals c form. That's called standard form. And again, you may not have learned about the forms, but in essence, equals c. The c is a whole number. So if it's got a whole bunch of stuff in the front and it equals a number, that means that it's in standard form or can be easily put in standard form. Okay, like I just said, we're going to use a t-chart again. Now, the t-chart is going to look significantly different. Instead of having 0, 1, 2 going down the side, it's going to have a 0 and a 0. You're going to be finding 2 points, not 3, and you're going to put in 0 for the x and for the y. So it's a little simpler, a little bit more straightforward. So it's just a matter of substituting and solving. So let's go on ahead and do it. Our first equation is 5x plus 2y equals 10. So if you start off by putting in a 0 for the x, you're going to have 5 times 0 plus 2y equals 10. Now, 5 times 0 is 0, isn't it? And 0 plus 2y, well, 0 plus anything, it stays the same. In essence, this whole thing just disappears. 2y equals 10. Divide both sides by 2. 10 divided by 2, y is equal to 5. So our first point that we'll be graphing is 0, 5. Let's do the second one. Now we've got to put in a 0 for the y. So 5x plus 2 times 0 equals 10. Again, 2 times 0 is 0. Anything plus 0 stays the same. Again, that just simply cancels out. 5x equals 10. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So you've got 2 points now. You've got 0, 5 and 2, 0. So let's graph those. 0, 5 means you go over 0 and up 5. Now you'll have graph paper, so you won't have to make the little tick marks like I just did. 2, 0 means you go over 2 and up and down 0. So there's your line right there. And then get a straight edge. I just freehand, but it doesn't look quite as nice. But that's the graph of your line. So you've got your 2 points, and you just connect them up. Make sure you continue through and you put your arrowheads on, because the line goes forever in both directions. All right, let's look at his second example. 3x plus 6y equals negative 12. We're going to go on ahead and make another t-chart. X, y, 0, 0. Again, this equals a whole number, doesn't it? So 3x plus that. Now, we just saw over here that when you put in 0, it literally just disappears, doesn't it? So when I go on ahead and I put in 0 for x, that just disappears. All I need to do is solve 6y equals negative 12. You just cross that off, because 3 times 0 is 0. You don't even have to worry about it. A lot of you could just solve this in your head. Divide both sides by 6. Negative 12 divided by 6 is negative 2. And then the same thing is true here. You're just going to solve 3x equals negative 12, because that negative 6y will go away with the second one. Divide both sides by 3. X equals negative 4. I'm going to put in negative 4 there. I'll be honest, I'm going to do a little erasing here. I want to rewrite this. It was 3x plus 6y. I'm going to actually erase here. What some people do, when it's x0, they cover it up and they solve that in their head. They just put their hand or their pencil point over it. 6y equals negative 12. Solve for it. Put that answer there. Then they cover this one up. 3x equals negative 12. Call that the cover-up method. It works well when they're in this form. All right, let's finish it. Let's graph it. 0, negative 2, over 0, down 2, negative 4, 0, over 4, up and down 0, and yes, oh, missed. You freehand, that happens sometimes. Hit my points, and there is the graphical line. I think it goes without saying that your points will always be on the axis, which means that's where the line will intercept the x and the y axis. Okay? Anyway, good luck and try some problems.